Hello friend, thanks for joining me for another video blog. It's coffee time with Alex Gill, where we have casual conversations about big stuff. So if you got my little lecture last week where I spoke about mindset, how mindset isn't necessarily everything. And it is everything if we include our unconscious or subconscious mind as well. So if you missed that video, make sure you watch. I'll put a link under this video. But today I want to talk about change. How do we create authentic, consistent changes in all the major areas of our lives? When I say major areas of our lives, I'm referring to our physical health. So that's fitness and nutrition. I'm talking about our career. I'm talking about personal development, relationships, or spirituality. So all these areas are usually the areas that we have hard time getting results, or we get results and we're not consistent. And I think if you've been following my videos, I share with you my personal struggle, my personal story of how this reflected my life with success, with money. Since I opened my business, I became an entrepreneur, and that safe, that secure every month check was gone. And I was devouring books and videos and podcasts and seminars, hiring coaches to help me to become that consistent, successful entrepreneur. And what I found, I was super book smart, and I was really oriented towards tasks, actions. I was taking actions, and I had some results. Some months I would generate, thousands of dollars, like more money than I ever generated, like sometimes $20,000 in a month. And some months I would generate like a fourth of that. So like, we all know that the roller coaster of being an entrepreneur, but I couldn't pass a threshold and then just create consistent income. So I started digging deep, and that's what I want to share with you here. What are the requisites of not just change, but sustainable change? So this might relate to you or to somebody in your family who has been struggling with weight loss, for instance. I led a group here in a weight release with him, which is going great, by the way. And I brought a group of women who have really struggled with the ability to just sustain that weight loss, that weight release. So a lot of people trying to pursue their health goals, they are in that yo-yo effect, like lose weight, gain weight, lose weight, gain weight. So the same thing can happen on our relationships or money, in other areas of our life. So why does that happen? Why we might know all the information, all the knowledge, have all the knowledge in our heads and our brains, and that happens. And that's what I want to share with you here today. So the requisites of change, as a master practitioner in neurolinguistics, we define the 4 requisites of change and empowerment, because empowerment is what helps you to really maintain that and embody those concepts. But the number of requisite is we need to let go our emotional baggage and our limiting beliefs. All those trapped emotions from the past, like anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt, we need to release. Whatever that baggage still carry, we need to release that, and we need to let go our limiting beliefs. Number 2 requisite is to have a clear goal. We need a vision. Number 3, we need to take actions, consistent actions, and that includes setting up boundaries, which a lot of people have a hard time doing. And number 4 requisite is to focus on what we want. So let's review this for a second. How many of us have been masters in taking actions? The months I would say that I create good income, I was very consistent 1 month or 2 months, is because 2 things were happening. I was taking actions and I was focusing on what I wanted. And that gave me some results. But again, it put me in that yo-yo effect. So why is this so important? Why is it important for us to know these requisites of change? Because if there's any area in your life that you're struggling with either getting any results or maintaining those results, you want to look at those 4 bullets, which I repeat, and see where you're not meeting those requisites. And in my own experience, I was not meeting the number 1 requisite, which is letting go of my baggage. How was that showing up? I would write down my goals, right? So I would work on number 3, have goals. Then I would work on number 2. Then I'll work the number 3, take actions. But even in take actions, if you're taking consistent actions, kind of consistent, without letting go the number 1, which is your baggage, your limiting beliefs, those actions start to get weak because we might not have the results. There's nothing more frustrating for a high achiever than taking consistent actions every day and not get results. And that's when we go into self-doubt, that's when we go into fear, and that's when we question ourselves if we are good enough. So I had a baggage around not being good enough. I didn't believe I was smart enough, good enough, and truly deserved to be very successful in my business. So after I did, I kind of hit a spot in the beginning of the year where I was like, this is not working. I was reading the books, I had coaches, I was taking actions, and my results were not there. I honestly thought I would have to close my business, and this is something I'm sharing, being very vulnerable with you, because a lot of my clients didn't know that was happening, because I kept focus on what you want face, the happy face. But it was a time that I knew I had to do something because my method wasn't working. So why it's so important to know these things? When you're not getting the results, you need to see where you're not meeting the requisites. So most people are not getting the results they want because they're stuck on number 1, which is the need to release baggage and shift limiting beliefs. And we need to do that, because if we don't, you will set goals that maybe are not in full alignment with your values. So when you do that release work, we set our values, our true values, on what's important to us, because that's without releasing the baggage and really embodying our values, we might set goals that are not in full alignment, that don't really make us to feel fulfilled. And then we might be focused on tasks and actions that actually are not going to bring us happiness and fulfillment. They're just going to bring some more money or some titles, some status, but it's not in alignment. So again, when we just focus on number 2, 3, and 4 and don't work the number 1, we're going to run into trouble. So it wasn't until I released that limiting belief that I didn't know how to be successful, or that baggage that came from my childhood of like not thinking I was smart enough to run a successful business. I really needed to let go and do some emotional healing, some emotional work. And if you don't do that, if you don't do that work, you're gonna keep running into problems. It's like hitting your head against the wall, taking the actions, being super busy. Especially these days, I see people being so overwhelmed, so anxious, so stressed out, so busy, and they're not feeling fulfilled, they're not getting the results they want, or they're getting some results but they're compromising their health. And that's because something is not clear about the values there, the values that come from that place of like becoming who we know we can become. So really we need to ask those questions like, am I doing what I want to do? Am I the person that I want to be? And do I have what I want to have? Those 3 things are super important. So if you're struggling in any area of your life, go back to those requisites. So to review, number 1, let go baggage and limiting beliefs. Number 2, have a clear goal and a vision. Number 3, take actions, including setting your boundaries. And number 4, focus on what you want. And all this work, especially the first 2, is really about letting go from your unconscious or subconscious mind, because our behaviors, our associations, our beliefs, or energy, or state, or emotional state, or state of being, really comes from our body, from our unconscious mind. It doesn't come from here. So you can tell yourself all day long that you're happy, that you're successful, that you're fit, but what is your body saying? So the body and the mind need to be in full congruence, full alignment in order for us to really achieve and sustain the success, the goals that we want in any area of our lives. So that's what I want to share with you. I've been through this journey and I know the bumps. I know what it feels like to hit your head against the wall and not getting results. And now finally this year, things have been really working really well in my business, and it was because I let go of some baggage and limiting beliefs. So if you're somebody who is struggling with any area of health, personal development, career, like creating your goals or creating your vision, schedule right now a free call with me so I can talk to you more about what the process of letting go baggage, the process of meeting these 4 requisites involve. If it can be one day a breakthrough session or 6-month coaching, either or. Let's have a conversation. Book your call right now because I would love to support you and break these barriers that are holding you back. So thank you so much, and I can't wait to talk to you again.